So in this video right here, we're gonna get a little personal. We're gonna have a heart-to-heart. The military changed my life. Dad would ask me every day, what you gonna do after high school? What you gonna do after you graduate? Every day after school, it's the only question I got. What am I gonna do after high school? And the way that I grew up was, it was either college or the military. There wasn't many options. College or the military, that's all we pretty much knew. My 11th grade year, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go see a recruiter. I met the recruiter and it was active duty. Mind you, I didn't really want to go active duty at the time, but I felt like I had no other options. So I'm talking to the recruiter, we, exchanged numbers. I went into the office, I took a pre-ASVAB test, not the actual test, it's something that you take before you take the actual ASVAB. So I took that test. I passed it, whatever. He was like, yeah, so we can schedule for an actual test now. So I'm like, okay, cool. A couple weeks go by, I come to find out that the recruiter I was actually talked to, that I was in contact with, actually passed away. Sadly passed away. So, you know what that meant for me? I didn't reach out to another recruiter until my 12th grade year. When my friend actually brought it to me, he's like, hey bro, what about the guard? I recently met this recruiter and I think I'm gonna do the guard. You say, I know what, bro? I'll take your word for it. I'll go to the guard too. So I met the recruiter, took the ASVAB, passed the ASVAB, and I joined the guard. And I'm like, okay, cool. I didn't know what was ahead of me. I truly did not know. But what was ahead of me was something that, changed my life forever. It was nerve-wracking. That was one of the hardest decisions I ever made. Because I was so nervous. Everybody like, oh, you gonna go to war, you gonna do this, you gonna do that, I heard a lot of rumors, a lot of stories, and I did my research, and I really couldn't find nothing on the guard. Literally, I could not find any info about what are you doing in the National Guard. So boom, fast forward to basic. I got shipped off the basic and didn't know what to expect. But when I tell you guys, that was literally the best time of my life. Not at first, but afterwards. After I graduated, I realized man, I miss it. I want to go back to basic. As crazy as it may seem, when you search on YouTube and you look at videos, you basic training, this, that, you hear the rumors, it get in your head. But when I got there, they take your phone and you really don't have access to the outside world, but that was the best part of it. Not being in contact with the outside world, not being able to be on social media or hearing all the rumors, the news, just all the negative was just wiped out going to basic. And that was the best part for me, just being away. See, when you go away, you blossom. Going away is not a bad thing. Challenging yourself is not a bad thing because you blossom. Don't get me wrong, it's scary. The night before I left, I was up I didn't even sleep. I'm going to basic, September 12, 2018, I'm like, okay. September 11, I couldn't sleep. I was up because I didn't know what to expect. But man, it changed my life. I'm gonna tell y'all one thing about the military. You're around people that's a lot better than you, but don't look at that as a bad thing. It's the best thing ever because you get to learn things that you never thought you could learn before. I got put on to so much. I learned things that I just never seen before growing up where I grew up at because I just didn't have it. I didn't know. I didn't even know certain things was available to you until I got around military people who was much, much older than me and much wise. I'm around people who was just wise, full of good energy. Not everybody is full of good energy. You're gonna have negative things or negative people here and there, but for the most part, you got people who just, full of life, who already been through a lot, who been through certain experiences, and just being able to get those different stories was mind-blowing to me. Just learning new things was like crazy, like, you really did that? And to this day, I'm 4 years in now, and I still talk to people from basic. One of my first mentors, he say, when you get here, have an open mindset. Always have an open mindset, because everybody comes from different cultures and different backgrounds. Your mindset gotta be open. Being able to relate to different cultures and willing to learn from different cultures, even though I'm not from there. You know, being able to respect everybody, regardless of the rank. Regardless, was something that I harped on from day one. I say, I don't care who you are, what you do. I don't care if you're a private, you new. I respect everybody. Everybody, no matter what. And what the military did for me, what the Guard, Army National Guard did for me, is not only everything that I learned from going to basic, going to AIT, from the people from my unit, the people I've been on orders with, my deployment. Everything I learned from there, I was able to take it in the civilian world. The discipline, waking up early, just doing the right thing in general. I really didn't focus on that kind of stuff, until I got in the military. I didn't take things super serious until I got in the military. Being around people like this, that wear this uniform, it motivated me. It helped me truly see the light. Like, I always used to take action even before being in the military, but this added discipline. Even on my own, even running a business now, just having that discipline, setting that schedule, even on my day in and day out task, is setting that schedule. And that's what it taught me. That's what being around the right people in the military taught me, open mindset, meet new people, talk. It's okay to talk. It's nerve-wracking at first. Listen, I know a lot of y'all can relate. I was a loner during high school. I didn't talk to nobody like that. I like to stay to myself. When I was at basic, and it was cold, I'm from Florida. I'm not used to the cold weather. It was cold and it was raining. I had to stand in the rain. And I'm like, this sucks. But the motto throughout basic was always embrace the suck. Embrace the suck. I'm like, at the time, I'm embracing it. But it's like, what am I doing? At that moment right there, I was like, what am I doing here? We was doing a 12-mile ruck march, and I'm walking. And at a certain point, I just wanted to give up. I'm like, why am I doing this? I'm freezing cold, and it's raining, so I'm soaking wet, like drenched, freezing, and I'm still walking. And I kid you not, I just wanted to give up. I'm like, you know what? I closed my eyes and I just kept walking. One foot in front of the other. One foot in front of the other. It's like 2 a.m. Like I said, raining, super cold. One foot in front of the other. I'm just walking. And I'm like, okay, what am I doing? So in my head, I started just singing songs in my head at that point. I closed my eyes, walking. And I'm like, when is this gonna end? So we finally stopped on a pavilion. And I first saw her say, okay, look, we're gonna sleep here. So I'm like, all right, it's soaking wet. So I lay out my mattress, I lay out everything. And I try to go to sleep. I'm trying to get warm. I had everything. I had my woofie, I had everything. Sleeping bag, all the essentials pretty much. I'm getting ready to go to sleep. I lay down. An hour into my sleep, I just started getting wet. It was raining so hard that the pavilion that we were sleeping under, the rain flooded into where we were sleeping at. So I got wet. I just walked 12 miles. Then I had to go to sleep wet. And I'm sitting in my head, I'm like, what the hell am I doing here? What did I sign up for? But little did I know that small experience, that that small challenge, it made me better. I didn't realize at that point in time, like, I'm thinking this, excuse my language, I'm like, this shit sucks. It sucks. But it made me better. Because guess what? When I went to AIT, Fort Lee, Virginia, it happened again. When I had to go to the field, it was cold as hell, and it was raining. It didn't rain the whole time I was there until I went to the field. Same thing happened. But you know what? I already been there and I done it. So honestly, that time it sucked again, but it didn't faze me because I already knew what was coming. I was prepared, and I was ready to challenge myself. So it didn't bother me one bit. And I'm like, okay, cool. We back at it again. What's up? So with everything you do, no matter what, take the challenge. Just take the challenge. I'm telling you, no matter how nervous you are, how much of a loner you are, because I'm a loner, take the challenge. If this video helped you in any way, shape, or form, if you learned something from this video, if you got any value from this video, or if you have any questions, comment down below. Leave a like, share with a friend. If you know anybody that's about to ship off the basic or just need any advice as far as what the Florida National Guard is about, send them the link to this channel. This is what this channel is all about. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. I'm out.